Are we alone in the universe? It's a question that has haunted humanity for centuries, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of SETI, the search for extraterrestrial intelligence.
Oh, that's such a big question. I've always been fascinated by the possibility of alien life. What's the latest on this search?
Well, you might be surprised to learn that despite decades of searching, we've barely scratched the surface. Jill Tarter, a pioneer in SETI, puts it into perspective by comparing the volume of space we need to explore to Earth's oceans. And get this, since SETI began in 1960, we've only searched the equivalent of a hot tub's worth of that cosmic ocean.
Wow, that's a lot less than I would have thought. So, what exactly are we looking for out there?
Great question. SETI isn't about little green men or flying saucers. It's a scientific exploration. We're looking for what Tarter calls techno-signatures, signs of technology that nature can't produce on its own. This could be anything from radio signals to signs of large-scale engineering projects.
So it's more about finding evidence of advanced civilizations rather than actual aliens themselves?
Exactly. And recent discoveries have made this search seem more reasonable than ever. For instance, we now know there are more planets than stars in our galaxy. Every star has at least one planet, statistically speaking. That's a huge change from just a few decades ago when we weren't even sure if other stars had planets at all.
That's incredible. It really opens up the possibilities, doesn't it? But, even with all these planets, isn't space just too vast for us to ever find anything?
Well, you're right that space is incredibly vast. But, and this is key, we're getting better at searching all the time. Our technology is advancing rapidly, allowing us to search more efficiently and in new ways. For example, some researchers are now proposing to look for signs of astroengineering, massive structures that an advanced civilization might build, like Dyson spheres that could capture the entire energy output of a star.
Dyson spheres? That sounds like something out of science fiction.
It does, doesn't it? But that's the thing about SETI. We have to keep an open mind. As Arthur C. Clarke famously said, any sufficiently advanced technology is indistinguishable from magic. We're not just looking for copies of our own technology. We're trying to imagine what kinds of signals an incredibly advanced civilization might produce.
So if we're looking for such advanced technology, why haven't we found anything yet? Is it possible we're just alone out here?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? There are a few possibilities. It could be that we're looking in the wrong places or for the wrong things. Or maybe advanced civilizations communicate in ways we haven't even imagined yet. Or yes, it's possible we're alone. But given the vastness of the universe and the billions of potentially habitable planets out there, many scientists think that's unlikely.
I see. You know, all this talk about searching for alien civilizations makes me wonder, what if they found us first? Should we be worried about that?
Ah, the Stephen Hawking argument. He famously warned that contact with an advanced civilization might not end well for us, comparing it to Columbus's arrival in the Americas. But Tarter has a different view. She argues that any civilization capable of interstellar travel would be far more advanced than us technologically, and likely much older. They would probably have outgrown the violent and competitive characteristics that often mark a species' early development.
That's an optimistic view. It's comforting to think that advanced civilizations might be peaceful.
And Tarter goes further. She suggests that an advanced civilization capable of reaching Earth wouldn't need anything from us that they couldn't produce themselves. Their interest in us would likely be driven by curiosity rather than any hostile intent.
Well, that's certainly a more positive outlook. But it raises another question. If we did detect signs of an extraterrestrial civilization, should we try to communicate with them?
That's actually a contentious issue in the SETI community. Tarter herself is cautious about the idea of actively transmitting messages into space. She points out that any serious attempt at communication would need to be sustained over thousands of years to have a chance of success. She believes we're not quite mature enough as a civilization to commit to such a long-term project.
Thousands of years? That's a really long time. It's hard to imagine any project lasting that long.
Exactly. It really puts into perspective the timescales we're dealing with in SETI. But you know, even if we never find concrete evidence of extraterrestrial life, Tarter argues that the search itself is valuable.
How so?
Well, she says the search for extraterrestrial life holds up a mirror to humanity. It encourages us to see ourselves not as individuals or nations, but as Earthlings, as one species among the stars. This perspective, she argues, could be crucial in helping us address global challenges that don't respect national boundaries.
That's a fascinating perspective. So it's not just about finding aliens, it's about finding a new perspective on ourselves and our place in the universe?
Exactly. Whether or not we ever make contact with an extraterrestrial civilization, the search itself pushes us to think beyond our everyday concerns and consider our place in the cosmos. It's a reminder of how much we still have to learn and how much there is to explore.
It's truly awe-inspiring when you think about it. We're living in an age where we can seriously contemplate these questions and use cutting-edge technology to search for answers.
You're absolutely right. And who knows what breakthroughs might be just around the corner. As Jill Tarter says, the 21st century might be the one in which we finally answer the question, are we alone? It's an exciting time to be alive and looking up at the stars.
Well, on that note, I think it's time we wrap up this cosmic journey. Any final thoughts?
Just this. The next time you look up at the night sky, remember that each of those points of light could be home to worlds we can barely imagine. The universe is vast and full of possibilities, and we're just beginning to explore it. Keep looking up. The universe is full of wonders waiting to be discovered.
Beautifully said. Until next time, this is Extraterrestrial Mysteries, signing off.